Hi guys, it's Absolutely Shy. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I'm pretty sure every single one of us have struggled with, and that is how to stay motivated in life. Because we all know that adulting is very, very hard. So, how in the world do you stay motivated in life? So, today I have 10 tips that I would like to share with you all on what I use and what I suggest you should probably also use if you are struggling and trying to stay motivated in life. So I do have my little notebook here. So if you see me glancing to the side, that means like I'm going over my notes to make sure that I cover everything. But so yeah, let's go ahead and let's dive in. All right, so number one on how I'm gonna help you find motivation. So, number one, you need to first focus on just one goal. And that's probably the reason why it's really super hard to find motivation because you're trying to tackle so many things at once. So, my suggestion is for you to focus on just one single goal. So, using myself as an example, I want to start a business. Now, there's other things I also want to do, but for time being, I'm just going to focus on that one goal, which is to start a business. So my suggestion for you is for you to just sit back, take a minute, out of all the things that you have going on in your life, out of all the things that you want to accomplish, what is that one thing right now that you want to focus on? And let's just focus on that. So tip number one on how to find motivation is to first focus on just one goal. All right, guys, so let's go into tip number two. Find inspiration. Find inspiration. So, number one, we talked about finding one goal that you're going to focus on. Number two, now you're going to find inspiration for that goal. So, what do I mean by finding inspiration for that goal? That means you're going to find other people that have done what it is that you want to achieve, or they currently are doing what it is you want to achieve. So, it's very important that you find others that have successfully accomplished your goal. And what you're going to do is you're going to learn from them. So if they have a website, you're going to go to their website, you're going to visit their website, and you're going to find all the tips and suggestions. Listen, people give out a lot of tons of free information. So there is ways that you can find out how others have accomplished the same exact goal that you have for yourself. Maybe there's someone that's out there that's currently doing what it is that you want to do, whatever your goal is. Find that person, try to link up with that person. If they have a mailing list, join their mailing list. If they have a Facebook group, join their Facebook group. You want to find inspiration by seeing who else is out there that have accomplished what it is your goal is. Also, you want to read books, you want to find magazines, whatever your goal is, you want to find, again, all the information that you can about that goal. So go to Barnes and Nobles, go to Amazon. They have Kindle that you can download books. Find books out there that talks about the subject that you want to do or the goal that you want to do. Magazines that are about the goal that you want to do. You're here on YouTube, so you know there's a ton of information on YouTube that you can find geared to whatever your goal is. But you definitely want to find inspiration and you want to find the success stories that talk about your goal. Okay, so that was tip number three. Find inspiration. All right, so let's go into tip number three. Get excited. You need to be super duper excited about your goal. Otherwise, why are you doing your goal if you're not even excited about it? If you're not excited about your goal, girl, throw the whole goal away. Like, what are you doing? Seriously. What are you doing? But anyway, no, seriously, you need to be excited about your goal. So to piggyback on what I said in number two, where I said you need to get inspired and you need to find others that are doing the same thing that you wish to do, or they currently are doing the same thing that you wish to do, you need to go out and you need to join Facebook groups, because that's a great, great way for you to be surrounded by like-minded individuals who are also doing the same thing as you. So you need to get excited. Visualize yourself day to day doing whatever it is that your goal is. You need to get excited. You need to constantly visualize yourself being and doing and having whatever it is that surrounds your goal. All right, so number 4, you need to post your goal. So what do I mean by post your goal? What I mean is you need to type it up on a computer, or you can write it on a piece of paper, on an index card. You need to write what your goal is, and you need to place it in a place where you're going to see it constantly. So you can put it on the mirror in your bathroom. You can put it on your refrigerator. Put your goal somewhere where you're going to see it and you're going to be reminded by it daily. If you don't want to write it, you can use pictures. Pictures is another great way also for you to become constantly aware of why it is you're doing what it is you're doing, what your goal is, and why you're doing it. Constantly have these daily reminders of your goal. So make sure you post your goal everywhere, because remember, the key thing here is that you're finding things to do to help keep you motivated. So having words, meaning writing your goal down on paper, index cards, typing it up, that's a great way to help keep you motivated towards your goal. So go ahead, get out a piece of paper and a pen, write down your goal, go on your computer, print out pictures, and post your goal all around your house, all around your apartment. Do what you got to do, okay? All right, and tip number 5 is think about it daily. Now, I've already mentioned that you need to visualize, which this is part of that tip too, on helping you think about it daily, because if you visualize it, then you're constantly going to be thinking about it. So again, like I said, visualize your goal. Awesome way to help keep you inspired, to help keep you motivated. Think about it. Also, I mentioned this in the last tip. Have a constant reminder. So I suggest having reminders on your phone. Have a reminder set up where maybe every hour, every, 30 minutes, however you want to do it, but set a reminder on your phone stating what your goal is. So if your goal is, I want to be a successful entrepreneur, make that a reminder in your phone. Every hour, have it pop up, you are a successful entrepreneur. 60 minutes go by, next hour, you are a successful entrepreneur. So whatever your goal is, set that as a reminder in your phone so that you're constantly thinking about it daily. Put it as a screensaver on your computer, where if you go on your computer every day, have that be also a screensaver on your computer, so you're constantly thinking about your goal daily. So, and tip number 5, I suggest you visualize. I suggest you set reminders on your phone and your computer, all geared towards your goals. So go ahead, get your phone out. Don't get your phone out right now. Get your phone out after you get done watching my video, because how are you going to get the rest of the tips if you stop right now? So after the video, take out your phone, set reminders to help you constantly think about your goal. All right, so now tip number 6, you gotta stick with it. What I know you're probably saying, absolutely, Sha, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean I gotta stick with it? You know what I mean. When you hit a bump in the road, as you're trying to progress through your goal, you're gonna hit a bump in the road. You gotta stick with it. You cannot give up on your goal. Trust me when I say this. You cannot give up on your goal, because it is so easy. The easiest thing you can do is just wipe your hands and walk away. That's easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can set a goal, and if it don't work in their favor within a week, just walk away and say, I'm not going to do that. That's easy to do. Super easy to do. The hardest part is sticking through it. The hardest part is sticking through it when things aren't going your way. That's the hardest thing to do. That is the hardest thing to do, because every little bump in the road, you can't be so quick to just wipe your hands and say, I'm done. You got to keep pushing through. You have to keep pushing through. You have to. So it's really, really important that you don't give up, that you stick with it, Every little bump in the road does not mean that you're supposed to throw up your hands and say, oh, it didn't work for me. See, I knew it wouldn't work. You can't do that. You got to stick with it. And you got to be in it for the long haul. You have to be in it for the long haul. I'm sorry, but you probably won't be an overnight success. You know what I mean? Like, you got to stick in it for the long haul. If this is something that you really, truly want, if this is something that you sincerely want to accomplish, then you got to stick to it. You have to have it in your mind that you're not giving up no matter what. Like, you have to stick with it. Think about why it is you're doing what it is you're doing, and you got to stick to it. So whenever you hit that bump in the road, go to all the previous tips that I suggested. Go to the person's website that's doing successfully what it is your goal is. Go to that Facebook group and surround yourself by other like-minded individuals. Look at your daily reminder about what your goal is. Visualize your goal on the daily, but no matter what it is, you can't give up. You got to stick with it. The easiest thing to do is to walk away. And we are not quitters. Don't do that. Stick with your goal. You want to be that success story. So you got to stick with it no matter what. Okay? All right, guys. So we are on tip number 7. Start small. So what do I mean by start small? I mean, take your goal and break it up into small bite-sized pieces. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to become overwhelmed. Yes, you have this goal, but you also need to break that goal down into small steps. Break it down into very, very small steps. So again, I'm just going to use starting a business as an example. If you want to start a business, then the very first thing you're going to want to do is you want to identify the product or the service that you want to offer others. So once you thought about that, then you want to think about, well, who is your audience? What does your clients look like? You want to think about that. So once you identify your product or your service, once you figured out who your audience base is, then you want to start thinking about a business name. Oh my gosh, starting a business, coming up with a business name is like so frustrating sometimes, because you want your name to be unique, but you also want it to be geared towards like the product or service that you're offering. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, which obviously you can probably see that's kind of the stage that I'm currently going through. But you want to so a goal like that, starting a business, is you want to come up with a business name. Once you have your business name, then your next step would be you want to see if that domain, if the website for that name is available. Once you see, okay, yes, I can register that as a domain, then you go to your next step, which is building your website. So that's what I mean by when I say take your goal and then break it down into bite-sized pieces. Because what happens is once you break that goal down into small steps, those small steps equals big progress, and a whole lot of success. So it's okay to start small and just build upon it with one step, then the next step, then the next step, then the next step. So that is my number 7 tip, is to start small. All right, so we are on tip number 8 now. My tip for number 8 is that you need to celebrate every win. So in tip 7, we talked about how you need to take your goal and break it down into small bite-sized pieces. Now, once you've done each small step, you need to also celebrate every win that you have. You might need to be your own cheerleader, or if you are a part of a Facebook group, like I said, to maybe join a Facebook group with other like-minded individuals who are doing what it is you want to do, then you can post in the Facebook group like, hey, I got a win today, guys. I got 5 subscribers on YouTube, or hey, I got 5 new followers on Instagram. Whatever your win is, celebrate that. Whatever your success is, celebrate it. It doesn't matter how small it is. You won, girl. You won. It's a success. I don't care, one person signed up for your mailing list. That's a success. That's one person. Because you know what that means also, when you have small successes like that, You want your goal, if it's business wise, you want the people who are genuinely interested in what it is that you're offering. So if it's just one person that signed up for your mailing list, that one person is interested in what you have to offer. You need to celebrate that. If you have 5 new followers on Instagram, those 5 new followers probably are interested. Now, if they're doing that whole follow and then unfollow thing, then whatever. You don't want them following you anyway because they're not genuinely interested in you. But you get what I'm saying, is that you want to celebrate your wins no matter how small it is. So be your own cheerleader. Reward yourself. Look in the mirror and be like, yes, girl, you got those 5 followers. Doesn't matter how small it is, but you need to celebrate every win because that's going to keep you going. Remember, the whole base of what we're talking about today is how to find motivation. You're going to celebrate every win because that's going to keep you motivated. That's going to keep you inspired. That's going to keep you excited. So remember, celebrate every single win that you have. All right, so tip number 9. Think about the benefits and not the difficulties. Do not sit there thinking about how difficult it is going to be to accomplish whatever your goal is. If you want to start a business, don't think about how difficult it is. If you want to go to nursing school, don't think about how difficult it is. If you want to be a motivational speaker, don't think about how difficult it is. Only focus on the benefits. Only focus on what life change is going to be for you, for your family, for your customers. Think about that. Only focus on the benefits, on why it is you're doing what it is you're trying to do with your goal. Do not focus on the difficulties, because if you focus on the difficulties, then you're going to be back at square one, where you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel a lack of motivation. And the whole point is that you are trying to find tips to use so that it can help you stay motivated and help you stay inspired. So in order to help you stay motivated, you can't think about the difficulties at all, because if you sit there and you worry yourself with all the million difficulties that you can possibly come up with, because let's face it, we all can sit here and do that and think about, well, it's gonna be hard, because don't think about that. Do not think about that. Remember what I said, is that it's so easy to just throw your hands up and walk away. That's easy to do, and you're not going to do that. You are going to be the success story. So focus on the benefits. Focus on why your product or service is going to be good for your customers. Think about what it's going to do for your customers. Think about the benefits of what that would be for you, whatever it is. If it's your business, if it's going to school, if it's, getting a promotion at your job, like whatever your goal is, think about the benefits of that goal and don't focus on the difficulties, because everyone is going to have a bump in the road, but you got to stick through it no matter what, which we talked about. You're going to have challenges, but you got to keep going. So think about the benefits and not the difficulties. Why is your reason behind doing your goal? Focus on that only. All right, and my last and final tip for you, number 10. If you haven't guessed it, then you should know that my tip for number 10 is going to be for you to get rid of negative thoughts and only focus on the positive, which you probably should have gathered that from tip number 9, where I said to focus on the benefits and not the difficulties. So number 10, focus on the negative and not the positive. You need to get rid of all of your negative thoughts. I am a huge believer in you get what you think about. So whatever you perceive in your mind, that's what you're going to get in your reality. So get rid of negative thoughts. If you think that it's going to be difficult, it's going to turn out to be difficult. If you think that you have a chance of failing, you're going to fail. Get rid of all your negative thoughts. And if you're around people that are dream bashers, get rid of them. All negativity you need to get rid of. So whether it's people and your own thoughts, you need to get rid of them, and you need to only focus on the positive. It's super important in helping you stay motivated, because how are you going to stay motivated if you're constantly thinking about the negative? If you're constantly thinking about how difficult it's going to be, you got to get rid of your thoughts. The negative thoughts, sorry, that made no sense. You got to get rid of your negative thoughts, and you have to replace them with nothing but positivity. period, point blank. That's what you have to do. Okay, so get rid of negative thoughts. This is what I like to do. This is what I do when I have a negative thought. Like I said, for me, my goal is to start a business. And so sometimes you do. Sometimes I do. I think and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be difficult. And sometimes the reason why I think it's going to be difficult because the market that I want to get into is highly saturated with other people doing the same thing, which once you think about it, everything in life has like, there's competition. Like with fast food, you have Burger King, you have McDonald's, you have Wendy's, you have like, there's all these fast food restaurants, but they're still thriving. Their business is still going. When you think about makeup, there's so many different makeup brands, but that don't stop new makeup brands from coming out, new makeup businesses coming out into the industry. So you can't sit there and you can't think about the negative thoughts. And what I like to do when I have a negative thought, like let's say I think, oh, it's going to be hard for me to be a successful entrepreneur. My suggestion is just to replace it. So instead of me thinking it's going to be hard for me to be a successful entrepreneur, I like to say, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a successful entrepreneur. So whatever negative thought you have, switch that into a positive, to help you keep motivated, to help you keep inspired. Keep saying it over and over and over and over again. You gotta keep yourself motivated and you gotta stay inspired no matter what. Whew. So those were my 10 tips on how to find motivation. I really hope that this video have you walking away feeling really inspired and have you feeling like, okay, you're not alone with the lack of motivation, but now you have some resources to help you keep motivated and to help you focus on your goals. So if you really enjoyed this video, I would love for you to comment below. Give me some suggestions. Maybe you have some other tips and suggestions that you use to help yourself find motivation. If you do, go ahead and comment below. If you want to share what your one goal is and that you're working on so we can help keep each other accountable, go ahead and share your goals so we can all support one another in achieving our goals. And also share any tips and suggestions that you may have. So that's all I have for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell because how else are you gonna see my awesome videos that I give about life, about me rambling, having rants, but how else are you gonna know about these videos if you don't hit the notification bell? So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.